Hey everyone, welcome to Dozen of Tech. I'm Daniel, and most of you might be aware of the iPhone 5C, that plastic colored version of the iPhone 5. Let me know in the comment section, by the way, how many of you have an iPhone 5C, and if you have an iPhone 5C, you might be eagerly waiting for the next iPhone 5C, the iPhone 6C. So welcome to my final Leaks and Rumors series, the series in which I cover in depth everything there is to know about an unreleased device. And in this video, I'll be covering the upcoming iPhone 6C. Enjoy. Okay, so starting off with the design, there's actually quite a lot of rumors regarding this phone. The iPhone 5C was released alongside the iPhone 5S back in 2013. And with the release of the iPhone 6, everyone was expecting an iPhone 6C as well, but that never happened. Then came the iPhone 6S, and again, everyone was expecting an iPhone 6C as well, just like they did with the iPhone 5S. But again, that never happened. But the good news is that it's finally coming back, and it's going to be quite different. So in terms of the build, Apple is going to ditch the plastic back of the iPhone 5C and replace it with an aluminum back. Now in terms of the name, there's a strong possibility that the iPhone 6C won't actually be called an iPhone 6C or an iPhone 6SC, but an iPhone 5SE instead. What? Yeah, iPhone 5SE. Well, E would apparently stand for enhanced. So the iPhone 5SE would be an enhanced version of the iPhone 5S, so an upgraded version of the 5S. And in terms of how this thing is going to look, well, we know that the back is going to be aluminum. So in terms of that, we have three different options. Option number one is an iPhone 5S-like design. It's exactly the same design as the iPhone 5S, but with upgraded internals. Option number two is, again, the same iPhone 5S design, but this time with rounded edges. So basically, you would only get the back of an iPhone 5S. And option number three is an iPhone 6-like design. The only difference being that this new iPhone would be 4 inches instead of 4.7 or 5.5 inches. But either way, we're going to get a brand new 4-inch iPhone. And that's pretty cool for some people. Let me know in the comment section down below, by the way, what's your favorite screen size? Is it 4 inches just because it makes the phone really usable with one hand and really portable and small? Or is it something like 5 inches, 5.5 inches, or 5.7 inches? And that was the design. Now let's move to section number two, which is the specs. Okay, now in terms of the specs, most of the internals will be identical to the iPhone 6. So just like it did with the iPhone 5C, they use the internals of the iPhone 5. They're going to repeat the same process with the iPhone 6C or the iPhone 5SE, whatever the final name is going to be like. I still think the iPhone 6C is a way better name. What do you guys think? And this means that we're going to get the Apple A8 chip along with the Apple M8 coprocessor and 1 GB of RAM instead of 2 like we got with the iPhone 6S. It's also going to come with an NFC chip for Apple Pay support, Bluetooth 4.2, as well as 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. Now, Force Touch might make an appearance on this thing as well. I'm not 100% sure about this, but just in case they decide to future-proof the device, well, it's going to be there. Some rumors say that it's definitely coming, although, to be honest, I don't see that. And finally, we're also going to see a barometer, which means that you will be able to track the elevation in the health app. And these were the specs. Now, moving on to section number three, we have the camera. So in terms of the cameras are going to be exactly the same cameras like we have on the iPhone 6. So this means a 1.2 megapixel front-facing camera, along with an 8 megapixel back-facing one with 1.5 micron size pixels and an f2.2 aperture. Now, we might just see that front-facing camera flash or the retina flash that we have on the iPhone 6S. So that one might be making an appearance. That feature definitely has more chance of making an appearance than Force Touch. So I'd say probably an 80% chance of, getting retina flash on the iPhone 6C or 5SE. Now, there's one more thing that I haven't said anything about, and you're probably really curious about this, and that's the battery life. Okay, so the iPhone 5S came with a 1560 mAh battery, and expect the battery of this new iPhone to be just a bit larger, somewhere around 1600 mAh. 1620, 1640, that would be my guess. And that combined with the Apple A8 chip, which is much more power efficient than the Apple A7 chip that we had in the iPhone 5S, well, this means that the battery life is going to be quite a lot better than, on the iPhone 5S. So yeah, the battery life is definitely going to get an improvement. And finally, moving on to the models, release date, and the price. In terms of the color as well, is going to come in the exact same colors as the iPhone 6S. So that means silver, space gray, gold, and rose gold, or pink. Same thing, almost. same thing. And in terms of the price, it's most probably going to be priced exactly the same as the iPhone 5s currently is. So that means $450 or 380 pounds for the baseline model, which is still going to be 16 gigabytes, unfortunately. Now, we sure won't be seeing any 128 gigabyte iPhone 6C. We might just see a 64 gigabyte one, but 32 gigabytes is definitely more plausible. And in that case, it would cost $500 or 420 pounds unlocked. And speaking of the baseline 16 gigabytes model, in case you're curious, I actually did a really in-depth experiment with the iPhone 6s, with a 16 gigabytes iPhone 6s, just to see, I tested different scenarios, just to see if it's actually possible to live with a 16 gigabytes iPhone 6s. How many apps you can have, how many minutes of 4K video you can record. I tested all of these in a separate video in depth. I'll leave the link for that video in case you're curious in the description box down below, by the way. And having the new iPhone 5SE or the iPhone 6e means that Apple will definitely discontinue the old iPhone 5s. So the new lineup will be iPhone 5SE, iPhone 6, iPhone 6 Plus, iPhone 6s, and iPhone 6s Plus. God, remember when we only had one iPhone model? And finally, in terms of the release date, this thing is most likely going to be announced in March. That being this March, 2016. So Apple is most likely going to have an event in March, showcasing the brand new iPad Air 3, updated Macs, watchOS 2.2. There are also some new Apple Watch bands that are coming, including this really awesome black Milanese loop for the space gray Apple Watch. What do you think? I think it looks sick. So yeah, there's a really high chance that that March event will happen, and in that case, we'll definitely see the new iPhone 5SE announced at that event. Now, the event hasn't been announced yet, so it's not official. I'll let you guys know once it has been announced, so feel free to follow me on Twitter at ZenofTech for any iPhone 5SE updates and more tech updates. Now, to be honest, that event heavily depends on the production of the iPad Air 3. If they manage to produce enough iPad Air 3s for an actual release in March, then we're definitely going to have an event. Otherwise, it's most likely going to be a silent update on their website. Again, for the MacBooks, for the Apple Watch bands, watchOS 2.2, as well as the new iPhone 6C or 5SE. So that thing is definitely coming this March. Now, I also did a Samsung Galaxy S7 final leaks and rumors video. So in case you haven't seen it, I left the link in the description box down below, by the way, in case you're curious to see how the Samsung Galaxy S7 will be like. Feel free to give this video a huge like if you have enjoyed it, and also feel free to subscribe to my channel ZenofTech if you want to see more videos like this one. More final leaks and rumors videos, as well as some more epic tech reviews. Oh, and if you are a subscriber, then don't forget to turn on notifications on my channel on both desktop and mobile. On mobile by simply clicking that bell icon next to my channel so that you're notified as soon as I upload a brand new video. But yeah, this has been pretty much it. So thank you all for watching this video. I'm Daniel, and I'll see you in my next one. ZenofTech, signing out. Cheers.